Check it out.
Okay. Go live.
Let's see who's here.
All right, going live.
Going.
Hello.
You're live.
We're live. Okay, now
You're live. We're
don't
live.
click
We're
on
ready
that
to
again.
go. I'm not going anywhere near it. And boom.
Yay!
Thank you. Kilo.
All right, I gotta go find us on Facebook.
We had a few people waiting on YouTube, I think. And,
we had one person waiting on YouTube.
Okay.
Thank you.
I don't see them yet. So if you're there,
Here we are.
let yourself be known. And we'll say hi.
All right.
Okay. Here we are on the FB. Okay. Folks are about to show up.
That went remarkably well.
That's
23 has been rife with technical difficulties so far.
That was pretty smooth. It's
not even 8 yet, and here we are.
Hey, bonjour.
Hi, Aubrey. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us.
Bonjour, comment allez-vous? Here we go.
Hi, Suze. Good to see you.
Suze is
Yay.
first out of the gate. Bang.
Yeah.
With that kind of stuff. Yeah.
23 has been rife with technical difficulties, but this worked, so I think things are looking up.
Definitely.
How's everyone's year thus far?
Yeah, ours has been like
Hi, Eric.
Various things failing. You've heard too much of that from us in the past, say, 3 or 4 months concerning this business here. Including the phones. Like, we suddenly can't make calls from the house, I think. Okay, that's kind of a problem.
Neither of our phones work. We can't make phone calls.
What the hell?
So I really hope nothing bad happens because...
yeah. So I'm going to be running to the corner and trying to find a dime. You know?
And a payphone.
And a payphone.
Hi,
yeah,
Julie.
Trying to find a payphone
Good
is
to
the
see
first
you.
place. I swear. Make fun.
Yeah. And hi, Ken.
Hey, Ken.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, due to falling asleep by 10 a.m.
Oh, my
gosh. I get it.
I hear these
Well, here you are now.
I hear these things. We can watch the rebroadcast through 3, count them, time zones. We actually did rock straight through to Mountain Time. And at that point, we said, I'm not sure either
Paul was just out.
Not sure either of us have enough energy to go for 1 more hour. And like all the West Coast people were like, we're going to bed.
I would have done it, but...
Well, shucks, you know.
But you were just like, I am done.
If we're broadcasting to thin air, there's not much point. But I would have stayed up for the West Coast. I would have done it.
Oh, 10 p.m. I know what you meant, Ken.
Yeah, 10 p.m.
Yes, as Julie points out, happy Elvis Wednesday.
It's the LY.
His birthday's actually January 8th, but...
Yep. Here we are.
But here we are on the 4th.
Saying, shucks, you got to do it before.
Hi, Lisa.
So that's the one. As long as you know about E-B-Day, then you can actually make it happen, folks.
Oh, Eric. Eric says, I'm starting to feel more human after whatever I caught over the weekend. Ugh. Well, I'm glad you're feeling better.
I hear you, because recently something socked me hard, and, you know, it went through the system, and I felt like, you know, dog meat for a couple of days, and then it just kind of regularized, and eventually I got there. You know, it took its full time.
No worries, Eric. It's okay. I'm glad you're feeling better.
Yeah, I mean, if you're already at the point where, like, if things are moving through, whether this is like congest my head forever or upset my stomach, let's talk about more vomiting stories. Now, let's let's not talk about vomiting stories. This is a show featuring liquor responsibly decocted. So why don't we serve a few things for you? Because there will be none of that, and there will be no terrible stories. There will be stories of, wow, we got some really good stuff to serve you tonight. How about that? We got some fun ones.
Thank you, Opera.
But definitely fun
ones. Opera likes our outfits.
Oh, excellent. Thank you. Absolutely. Well, you made this, didn't you?
Oh, Ron says, put some candles in the fool's gold loaf.
Now you're talking.
Hi, Bob. Happy Wednesday. Yay. Happy birthday, Elvis. Yes.
Now, you made this, didn't you?
Hi, Errol.
Excuse me, I'm talking.
Yes, I did. Yes,
you made this one. And she made this as well.
I did make both of them.
I'm trying to like throw some compliments over here, because check out this tailoring. Pretty slick. I love the blue Hawaii shirt, because it just, people go, what? No way. And then I've seen people show up in like this shirt, the Elvis shirt, and the white pants and the black shoes. You know, they totally do that. I just show up in the picture with Elvis with that shirt on. So it's kind of like the shirt with the guy with the shirt on it. And inside there's a guys on his shirt with the shirts on them. And, you know, it just goes on.
God.
Hilarious. So there we go.
Yay. Good to see everyone. So who wants to know what's drink?
Yeah. Me.
Let's just get right down to it.
I see a sea of hands out there, so I think it's time to mix them up.
Okay, well, actually, first.
Yes.
Mr. Elmo Parsley.
Elwood Pretzel, you know. No, there was a lot of gags about that back in the day.
So we have some new liquor to try.
Yeah.
Some Elvis rye.
Hello.
We saw this at the liquor store in New Hampshire.
And said...
And it jumped into our shopping cart.
Oh, shucks. Gotta do.
Elvisception.
Elvisception. How about some TCBing, baby?
Well, happy birthday to your mom, Lisa.
Happy birthday, indeed.
One day after Elvis.
Hey, hey.
Elvis into infinity. Yes. Yes.
There we go. All right. Now, I happen to have...
So, yeah, in the band says here. TCB. I love it.
I want to preserve this band because it's really cool. I don't want to rip it. I mean, I don't want to, like, shred the TCB.
So we have to taste it on its own
very
first.
Carefully get that going. It is always good to have a sharp implement when you're behind the bar, particularly when you're drinking.
Carradine, you guys got 11 inches of snow today. Oh
guacamole.
My gosh.
Good.
Hi,
Great.
Aaron. Good to see you. Oh my gosh, it was like
where
it was like in the 60s here. You're in Carradine, Minnesota?
Okay.
Am I bugging?
Interested to know. I would not be surprised
you're
by
in that part of the world, I'm
or
pretty
Maine,
sure.
for instance,
yes.
but
You're not Maine.
Interesting. No, Maine. So this is the King Rye.
Paul knows how to open a bottle.
Yeah, I do, seriously. Tennessee Straight Rye Whiskey. Tennessee Hello.
90 proof.
90 proof for real.
Today.
Okay.
All right.
Let's give you a little bit of.
Thank you.
The Aaron Burr over here.
Yay, all-wheel drive. Yeah.
Yeah, seriously. Gone need 'em. So here we go.
Hi, Mike.
I'm prosit to you.
Mike says, are you eating peanut butter and banana sandwiches? Not today, but I'm sure I will sometime before his birthday.
We had some pretty big burgers before. I think he was a fan of like a nicely made burger.
Right.
And something to line the stomach, and that will take us through the entire broadcast.
All right.
Oh. Oh, yeah. You know something? That's actually, there's a flavor note. That is a really unique note to it that I'm trying to
St. Paul, yes. Yes, I was right. Okay,
there you go. There you go, right on top of it.
Yeah, Eric says it was 61 there. Mm-hmm.
There's something like slightly fruity about it.
Yes. Yeah, I
Interesting. It's almost floral.
I was going to say, yes, yeah.
It's almost like I'm getting like a hibiscus note.
It's good.
Which would
it's
be,
really good.
You know, pretty appropriate considering the shirt he's wearing.
Turn around so they can see the light.
Oh yeah, gotta see the king.
Yeah,
but definitely,
it's good.
It is high proof, and I'm getting that, so I wouldn't mind cutting that down a bit.
I don't remember how much it was, but it was.
Price was good.
It wasn't.
Price was good as I recall.
It wasn't crazy, but it also wasn't cheap.
This brand here was selling Elvis Rye, Elvis Bourbon, and was there Elvis Vodka and Gin? I forget.
Oh, straight cough medicine.
Yeah, sure. WD-4, boom.
Oh.
Apparently, the king himself always kept good liquor around for his entourage and his mafia, but he didn't drink. He's like, I don't really like the taste of it.
I think he preferred prescription pills.
Yeah, pills. But... You know, it's what did him in. It's kind of like, if you'd stuck to a good shot of bourbon every once in a while, you might have been okay. So.
Oh, Sylvia, yeah, we watched one of those on Pluto.
Yeah.
Yeah, the old Ed Sullivan shows. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh well, when you had your choice of three networks.
That's a good idea for his birthday, actually.
3 networks and maybe a local channel. Like in New York, you had Metro Media, which was an independent channel, and that was the inheritor of the Dumont network. So there's your big 4th network over there. But back in the day when it was like 3 or 4, it's like, what were your choices? You were either watching Sullivan or for variety shows, Sullivan or Hollywood Palace. Back in the 60s.
Carradine says it wasn't too cold, so the snow fell off the trees and power lines before it weighed them down. That's good. It's supposed to drop here. It's been so warm, but it's supposed to drop in a couple of days.
Subtitle says 11 inches of guacamole. If 11 inches of guacamole falls, go out, get a very large bag of tortilla chips and a big bowl. I know. Yeah, just shovel that right in, please.
I'm available for 11 inches of guacamole.
I call the 40 times because that would be fascinating.
Perry Como. Oh, on Ed Sullivan?
Sure. Oh, she's probably talking about the era. Perry Como, who had equally sized hits as Elvis at the same time and was on the same label. Perry was a huge star on RCA, and then he comes along and it's like, oh, here's another RCA star. Also, what was on RCA? Perez Prado was on RCA. It had huge hits at the time. It was an era of variety. A lot of that kind of fun stuff happened. And Perry also did a lot of like up-tempo numbers. He was kind of rocking. So, and he had his own show. I mean, people remember that. And he was there with like the sweater even before Andy Williams. Man, so.
Hey, Jamie, good to see you.
Balmy Carolina. Well, it's better than a frozen Carolina coast, that's for sure. Yeah.
Oh, Carolyn. Yeah, our yard's pretty small too. God. It's raining tacos from the sky.
It's raining tacos.
Don't ask why.
Raining tacos. That makes me think of Perry Grip. Boom. There you go.
Okay, so
anyway, we tried the
drink.
Stuff.
Yes.
Yeah,
okay. I'm glad it's good because I'm going to use it in my first drink.
I'm going to use it, she says. I'm going to use it now.
I'm calling. Okay, I've got 2 new Elvis drinks tonight.
2 new.
The first one I'm calling "Treat Me Nice."
It's 2 new. You can't use it. No, you can use it because it sounds good.
Using the Elvis rye.
Yeah, Elvis rye.
So 2 ounces of rye.
Now, if you have like a good quality rye on hand, like we happen to have a bottle of Rittenhouse over there, feel free. Sazerac, always a good way to go. There's some excellent ryes on the market. We happen to have Elvis.
I don't recommend buying a bad rye.
No, don't do that. I'm not sure there is such a thing because it's a specialty product. It's still not like hasn't totally penetrated the way that bourbon has or like blended whiskey has. So it's not like you're getting bad rye these days.
Oh, did you bring in the... Oh, you did.
I sure did. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you need them. Mm.
I realize this looks horrible. I assure you it's good. A 1/2 ounce banana liqueur. This is homemade.
You made this. You made this some years ago, and it's still going strong.
Because it's full of booze.
Yeah, it's like 60 proof or something.
Don't worry, we tried it to make sure it's okay.
I mean, if it was much less proof, you'd have to question these things. But you know, even wine at about 12% is definitely going to have longevity.
For a banana liqueur, the only one I recommend is Giffard Banana de Brazil.
No, I think there's a banana from Brizard. I could be wrong, but I know that one of the other French brands actually has a banana that is very likely worth trying because they're competing directly with the Giffard. So if it's no good, no one's going to buy it.
And then 4 dashes, Fee Brothers Black Walnut Bitters.
I will tell you for sure, there are some banana liqueurs out there that are bright yellow, pretty high proof, and they taste like a Jolly Rancher. Ugh. And that's enough said about that. I'm not even naming brands.
Well, we gotta catch up.
Yep. There we go.
All right.
Enormous guacamole. Big avocados? Yeah, sure. There are different varieties of avocados. Some of them are pretty huge.
So, shake with ice. And, shake with ice first. Getting ahead of myself. Right.
Shake first.
I'll take one of those.
Don't pull before shaking.
I'll take one of those Velveteen Kitsch-en glasses.
Oh, you would like this to taste 73% of it?
Yeah.
We can arrange that, you know.
Thank you.
Sure, of course.
Okay.
My lovely co-host.
All right. Strain into a cocktail glass.
Don't waste one iota, she says.
I am going to give it a twist because I have twists.
I got twists, yeah. True. And you even have a sidecar. Hello. Bonus band.
I'm glad I don't have to wake up really early tomorrow. Let's just say that.
If I were to actually talk about the size of avocados in Mexico to my neighbor coming from Mexico, he'd probably say, "Oh yeah, we got much larger fruit happening down there." And good. And that's really where all of our avocados are coming from these days. Some of them show up and they're pretty small. And then some of them are pretty huge.
Treat me nice.
There you go. There we go. Treat me nice.
So good.
Nice aroma. It's not like really
Gettysburg, ma'am.
Banana, and it's not yellow. So.
And Peter, hello.
Oh, that's
a hunk of burning banana. Jamie says yes.
That's actually got a real burnt sugar taste to it.
Yeah,
it's kind of fun.
It's the I think it's the combination of the rye and the bitters.
And the bitters, honestly. Yeah, I think that makes it. That's fun.
Good.
That's fun.
And it's got the banana for Elvis.
It's that sort of a dessert flavor without being a candy drink. I will frequently describe these drinks as, oh, it's a dessert drink. Yeah, because it's all the sugary stuff.
I feel like I should make banana pudding this weekend.
There's nothing wrong with that. Oh, there's a good idea.
Do we still have, like... I don't think we do anymore. Around the holidays, we had a gazillion desserts. I think, like, oh, I want to make... Well, I'm like, we've got a million desserts. No, but I don't think we do anymore.
We ate them up, you know?
Yeah, okay, good.
We were down to, like, a tiny sliver of one of those pies, and it was kind of going off, so it's gone, too.
Hi, Mikhail. Good to see you.
There you go. Hey, Mo!
We have cookies.
We have cookies. Yeah, we do have cookies. Who did we see? It's my sister and her guy actually made the sugar cookies. And yeah, like the cookie press and everything. They're kind of fancy. He's like, they're just simple things. So I'm like, you could eat a bunch of these. They're nice.
That's the danger.
That's the danger of those kind of things.
That's the danger.
Just little sugar cookies.
Right.
Big fun. But we are actually out of, and you know what else we've got going on? You remember circa Halloweenish, I was making pumpkin ice cream. Well, I determined at that point that the ice cream maker, some parts were a little under the weather. I'm like, I'm not replacing these. This is a really old machine.
If you were watching that live video where we made you made ice cream.
True.
We had to put the ice cream maker in the kitchen because it was so loud.
Oh, it makes a
And
racket.
you could still hear it on the video going like,
It started like chattering because it wasn't holding itself together too well.
Oh, I'm glad I said your name right. Oh, yay. Okay,
excellent. Good. Excellent. So the
Gettysburg ma'am, thank you. Yeah, other than tonight's great. We've had a bunch of technical difficulties around this house, but otherwise it's off to a good start. I hope yours is too.
It's happening. Yes. I've been telling people, particularly at work, I'm telling people, Happy New Year to you and everything. No complaints so far, but the year is young. So here we go. But yeah, and speaking of blue suede shoes, so yeah, I actually asked for an ice cream maker attachment for Christmas and got it, and this fits the KitschenAid. I was like, do I need a whole new machine, or do I need something that fits on a machine we already have? So I'm like, I want to try that out because it's one of those like bowls full of like a freezer fluid. You freeze it, so you don't use ice or anything. You just put it in, let it rip, and you make ice cream. And I'm like, I'm interested to try that. That should be pretty good.
Hi, Bill.
Hey, Bill.
Bill says, I remember when we lost Elvis, I was driving home from my office and had to pull off the road to gather my thoughts.
Well,
I remember being a kid and hearing it in the car, like on the car radio.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And apparently...
Oh, Errol says they're down to the last two pumpkin beers out of 5 gallons. Wow.
Apparently the pumpkin pretty popular. I'm just saying. Well, apparently, I'd have to look this up, but I think it was Groucho Marx had the misfortune of dying like 3 days before or after Elvis. Like right in proximity, so it's just like completely washed out from that. And it's like, I'm sure like the spirit of Groucho is like, and of course, that's exactly what I was kind of expecting, you know? So, you know, there's some comedy for you.
I remember when I was working at the archive, I used to work at an art entertainment photo archive, mostly photos.
Yeah.
And whenever a celebrity would die, all the magazines would call and get photos sent to them of whoever it was. And I just remember a celebrity dying one time and the boss saying, you know, he died like a professional on a Friday. So that they had time to like write the obit.
Set it all up properly.
Such poor taste. Of all the poor taste, but I always think of that. Like, he died like a pro on Friday.
The other cliche being like they die in threes, like the big triumvirate. And I think, unless they die in fives, which happens too, you know.
Julie says, I remember being at the mall shopping for school clothes with my mom. Wow. The store had a radio station on and they announced it.
Oh, yeah.
It's amazing how we all remember this, right?
I don't, which is interesting.
Happy New Year, Bill.
It was like really huge. I remember being at my junior high school and somebody saying John Lennon was shot. And I was like, oh, yeah. And I like right around that time, like Bill Haley died. And it's like, well, so you got this huge, immense figure from the 1960s completely overshadowing this guy from the 1950s, which is par for the course too. There you go, folks. What can you say? Bill Haley and the Comets remained immensely popular in the UK, and they were able to tour there for years. So sometimes you just gotta figure out where your audience is. The US can be very fickle about these things, and that's unfortunate because after all, big stars, big stars. So we're going to...
Yes, Carradine, you're right. It was a week. Oh, and Vivian Westwood, too.
Vivian Westwood, hello.
Barbara Walters, Pele.
I tell you.
Pope Benedict. Vivian Westwood. Yeah.
Same era as Elvis. You had the punk rock going on. Let's give
It's true if you adjust the timeline each time, Errol. Yeah. Yes, and Fred White. I was telling Paul that today.
Fred White?
Yes.
First One in Fire. Hello. So, because wasn't it...
and Lisa was at her friend's house.
Wasn't it Maurice,
good.
Maurice White who had died not too long ago?
Yeah, Abra says the day John Lennon was shot, my whole high school was devastated. Yeah.
Oh, it's a big thing. We're talking about like big celebrities and like things happening. You know, he, of course...
Lisa.
There are infinite stories about him expiring, but basically he was working himself very hard and taking a lot of prescription drugs. And that's a lot of toll on the body. So, unfortunately, away we go. And
all these stories.
Oh, yeah.
Elvis and John Lennon.
What was I thinking of? I was thinking of Maurice White from Earth, Wind & Fire. And we recently were at, I think it was Salvation Army, found a copy of a Ramsey Lewis album. And I take a look at it, and he's talking about, this was the post Young Holt lineup.
Oh, Carradine.
And so they had their replacement Ramsey Lewis trio. And I'm looking at the guy playing drums, a guy named Maurice White. I'm like, wait a minute. And look, I was like, there he is. In Ramsey Lewis. Ramsey Lewis, who we lost something like 4 months ago. So there we have it. And you know what? Played this record. It was great. So I can definitely recommend anything Ramsey Lewis.
Oh my gosh. Another one.
Alan Rankin. The Associates? Or is that Association? Is that like a misprint? I just want to make sure that's correct.
I don't know. I don't know him, but...
Yeah. No, talking about John Lennon's death. That was just random. I mean, it was just an obsessed fan who, unfortunately, had training in firearms. So he knew exactly what to do. And it's like, yeah, that was nothing to do. And that's, I'm not saying anything at all about such things, but, if you know what to do, you can definitely take somebody out. But senseless. It was just pointless. Did it make any sense to him afterwards even? Think about it. So, folks, let's forget about such things for a moment and let's get a drink on. Sounds like a good idea.
So, what are you making?
So, I decided to go Southern because our fellow came from Tennessee.
I'm going to move this so that you
also from Mississippi, but he cut his teeth in Memphis, so that was a thing. So we're going to go with something that you just made for me last night on request, which is
Arcade.
Good enough to make again. And we're going to make our Nolan's classic called the Vuchet. Let's go with that.
We're doing well. How are you doing?
This item is equal parts rye.
And hi, Bobby.
Sweet vermouth. And...
oh, jeez.
Brandy.
Oh, your water bill's really high this time? Oh, Bobby, I'm looking at your post. Ugh.
2023 again. Ow, man. Yeah.
I know, I feel you. I really do. We're laughing because we can relate, not because we're laughing.
No, I'm not laughing at your predicament or your mechanicals there. That's a drag.
Gettysburg, man, it was quite balmy here today.
I would take that brandy, please.
Oh, okay. I'm just catching up on these comments.
Equal parts rye, brandy, and sweet vermouth. It's 3/4 of an ounce of each. I've seen other formulas that are an ounce of each. Well, you can make it bigger. Why not, right? And I'm going to go grab the sweet vermouth. I'm going to put this right behind you, and they can be replaced.
Yeah, Ken says Lennon Assassin was caught reading Catcher in the Rye. Oh, yeah. I've only read Catcher in the Rye in school. And I remember being into it at the time, but I haven't read it since, so... Hi, Stu. Good to see you. Oh, Jamie says 19 Christmas Eve, 69 today. Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
We were basically shoveling sleet Christmas Eve. And here we are. It's all gone. All gone. So that was Carpano Antica. So 3/4 ounce each the rye, Elvis rye. Hello, this is his birthday. Brandy, we're using Rennell, and then the Carpano. And I believe that's it for the bases.
Oh, you need the Benedictine.
Oh, Benedictine. I need
Where is
two.
It? Did you put it back? Where'd you put it?
I don't remember. Take a look here first. Maybe I'm
I know where it is. I put it in here.
That would be good.
I put it in here.
Smart gals. A dash each of Angostura.
Okay.
Smart gal did do that. And Peychaud's, speaking of Nolan's, a classic.
Got everything you need?
Geez, I hope so. And then a 1/4 ounce of the Benedictine. This is one of those things that you don't use too much, but for 2 or 3 drinks, you need it. So it's good to have around.
Oh my gosh.
Just enough to give it that dash of flavor.
Oh my gosh. Mikhail says $2,000 out the door in less than 24 hours.
Ouch.
It's scary.
It can go so fast.
It's scary how fast it can go.
When we start talking repairs, it's like when we moved into the house and realized in short order the water heater failed, and then the actual the boiler was just like no good. It was really past its prime, and we need to replace that. So that was several $1,000s within the first year. And what else did we replace? Something else. Large systems actually got replaced. We actually replaced. We installed the shower, and we installed the kitchen floor. Like a lot of big systems happen immediately. Well, good. When you move into a place, do all the painting, do all the fixing, take care of all that immediately, because you're going to live with it for 20 years.
Yeah, but then other stuff's going to fail too.
Yeah, probably.
Gettysburg Man says, we dusted off the grill and made orange glazed chicken, green pepper, and onion kebabs. Oh my gosh.
Well, that sounds lovely.
That is impressive.
The best I did the other day was burgers. Yay. Although I was not about to pay for the big box of burgers, so I just bought some turkey and did that from there.
Oh gosh. Karen says my furnace went the week before we closed, so we didn't have to replace it. Talk about your good timing.
That would be good timing. I was glad to get a brand new device, and the company comes by every year and services it for a fee, and there's the guarantee right
Hi,
there.
Lisa.
And it has been absolutely great the whole time. So I gotta say, it does pay to do good work.
Yeah. As we were saying earlier in the evening, for those of you just joined us, neither of our phones works. We can get the internet, we can do all the data that you want, but neither of us can make calls.
Which also means that we're not receiving all those bum calls either.
Which means I hope we don't have to call 911 for any reason, because we can't.
Guess you better drive yourself to the hospital bleeding, because...
And I've Googled all the stuff, and I tried to do a chat with Verizon, and they kept saying, give us a call. I'm like, I can't call you. My phone doesn't work.
Got a problem with that?
Folks? So now I have to go to the Verizon store, which the people, if you work at Verizon, I'm sure you're lovely, but the people in our Verizon store are horrible. They're so nasty.
I'm not even going to start with
I know. I'm like...
Okay. I'm going to...
Karen's asking if we lost a tower. I think we probably did.
Because I got no signal. This is like toast. And the funny thing is, if I were to contact our provider, they'd probably say, oh yeah, tower's down. I'm like, you didn't think of informing me or anything.
Lounge Systems Kid says, go heat pumps and save some polar bears habitats. Oh yeah.
I've heard of heat pump systems. Yeah. It's an old concept. Apparently, I think...
thank you, Lisa. Lisa said she'll call for us if we need to call 911.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, they're going to triangulate you and say, now, where are we setting this? And you're going to say, what?
And then...
New York State,
And then I couldn't get the printer to work. And...
I got the printer to work.
And then it stopped again.
Here, have some of this. You need it. I tell you. Failure stories. Oh, everything failing at once. I'm glad that we got broadcast happening to 2 platforms as usual. Isn't that a good thing?
Oh, Bobby, that sucks. We could be related. Oh.
This is really a type of
That's really good.
Manhattan variation.
Yeah.
Or Negroni variation, frankly. When you look at the proportions on that, I mean, it uses different types of things, but the concept is really there. And it's really just like one of these rye-based cocktails that varies it up a bit, does have the vermouth in it, and a couple flavor notes. Just a little bit of the Benedictine. Benedictine is very complex and herbal, so it's adding lots of little nuts.
I think I'm getting the Benedictine, even though it's only a 1/4 ounce.
1/4 ounce.
Yeah.
There's something, I find it's kind of similar in some ways to...
Elvis is stealing all the energy.
That sounds like a Kolchak episode.
Go ahead.
What am I thinking of? I'm thinking of a different herbal liquor.
I thought you were talking about the energy eaters.
No. Oh, well, I was thinking of the Kolchak episode.
It always comes back to Kolchak.
It always comes back to Kolchak on this. But that's not a bad place to be, though, ultimately.
Elvis is a benevolent ghost. I like to think so.
Well, it makes me think of the Elvis movie.
Negroni is
with
good.
With the
Bubba Hotep.
Bubba Hotep, yes. Yeah. Which is hilarious. Hilarious. And wasn't that Bruce Campbell in that? Yeah. Yeah. Freaking hilarious. So it's definitely worth your time. It's like an Elvis mummy creep picture. It's definitely has Kolchak elements to it.
I never thought about this, but our friend was pointing out to us, our friend who was very dialed in to these things was pointing out to us last week that a lot of Elvis impersonators are kind of aging out.
You're getting to that point. I mean,
which is like, I hope new Elvis impersonators will come in.
This sort of thing became.
Oh, this one is Benedictine. But yes, but yeah.
Benedictine.
Which is funny because I don't like chartreuse and I like this, so it must just be because it's a little bit.
There's no chartreuse.
No, I know, but that's got Benedictine, but they're kind of the same idea to me.
Oh, okay. But you do like Benedictine drinks though, like
a lopsided Hawaiian. What's that?
Please do tell. You like Benedictine drinks though. And
I like
you do
a
not
Singapore
like chartreuse
sling.
drinks. And what am I thinking of though? Italian herbal liqueur that's very menthol.
Not Fernet.
Yes, I'm thinking of Fernet.
Is that Italian?
Yes.
Oh.
There's actually, also Argentine. I mean, apparently they make more of it in Argentina because they consume a huge amount of it there. But there's a very large population in Buenos Aires that actually comes from that has.
That's why I was thinking. I was like, isn't that Argentina? But no, Fernet. Yeah.
There's a really huge Italian-Argentine connection. So I'm not too surprised that that's a thing. Apparently they drink it with Coca-Cola. I think, what? Okay. But what the heck?
I can kind of see that.
Yeah. Fernet is extremely polarizing, but it's also extremely well used in tiny quantities. Like a little bit, bang, flavor note.
Like a little bit.
A half an ounce, you're going way overboard.
A little bit of Fernet,
It is very polarizing. It has this extreme cough syrup thing going on about it. But again, it's a heavy herbal liqueur. And actually, there's some common notes between the Benedictine and the Fernet that I was noticing. I'm like, this is interesting. And they're absolutely in the same type of category. These like herbal liqueurs with 46 ingredients, which were very common way, way back in the day. These were all designed as medicine. So if you take a shot as cold medicine, you might feel better. Is it going to cure your cold? No, of course not. But you might feel better.
I can deal with some Galliano in a drink. Yeah. I can deal with some of that.
Galliano is another one of these anise flavored liqueurs, which is
a little goes a long way.
Kind of one note, but if used properly, I think it works fine. I mean, there's things like a Yellowbird, I think is Galliano. The Wallbanger does, and I got to say that itself is a pretty one-dimensional drink because there's not a lot going on. It's a screwdriver with Galliano, huh? It was a popular thing in the 70s because it was really simple to whip up, and you had that big bottle of Galliano behind the bar that looked impressive. So people were ordering them like mad. And then, of course, there's the fact that there's a variation on that, which the slow, comfortable screw up against the wall, which I made live on the air a few months ago. And I tried it 4 different times that night. No level of dilution improved this drink. It's not a good idea. It never gets better. And my recommendation right now is don't ever make this drink. Or order the drink.
There are like a million other
do not have this drink.
Better drinks you could make.
This is not only a bad drink, it's a stupid drink. So, no, don't do it. If you want to order a Harvey Wallbanger, that's a simple thing.
Here, read Lisa's quote. Years ago, I want to say early 80s, my mom was into the National Enquirer, and one had Elvis is still alive and spotted in some secluded town.
Oh, yeah. I think
I remember those.
That's a real common trope among the Enquirer.
Amy says, apparently I'm just here to post random liqueurs.
It just keeps them whipping out.
Sambuca.
Hey, what else you got, Abe?
Uso.
Tell us. Pray do tell. But yeah, the Elvis is alive and living in is just legendary to the point where I think there's half a dozen Lifetime movies made about such things where you can check it out. I saw Elvis here and there,
Lopsided Hawaiian sounds refreshing. 1800 coconut tequila, OJ pineapple juice, hibiscus seltzer over ice.
Well, that sounds a little
different.
That
sounds very refreshing, Lisa.
A little lighter, which is a good thing with these things. You know, I don't always have to have something that looks like this. And I'm not going to have 4 in a row. You know, I like one of these. 2 of the most.
Oh, Errol, that's so funny. So we talk about that kid every year. Watch Christmas Story, and the kid in the cat, Lisa says he's the kid in the cap likes Wizard of Oz. I like Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, it's just kind of staring up in his face. I'm like, okay, Spectrum child. Oh, boy. I like how our hero is like, yeah, whatever. Boom. So that's the big fun stuff. But yeah, any of the random liquors, just whip them out at us, shall we? I'm trying to think about like who else in that picture is just out to damn lunch. Like most of the kids who are being brought up to Santa.
Oh, Eric, I'll check it out. Thank you.
Completely flipped out, which is the gag, which is pretty hilarious.
Chambord,
Chambord?
I can do some Chambord in a cocktail.
You can do Chambord in a champagne kind of thing, kind of context, and make a Kir Royale, which is an excellent way to go. Mm-hmm. Works perfectly fine with Prosecco.
Terry, Cabo San Lucas. Hello. I'm envious.
So, Cabo.
Yeah.
Cabo Wabo.
Lucky you.
We're just doing fine at the moment in the Northeast because the temperature was hitting like 61 today or something.
It was pretty
up.
Get my water.
Any frozen stuff out there is pretty melty by now. So that's a big plus. I don't need to be shoveling it right now, and nor tomorrow or the next day. It's been wet, which is probably perfectly fine for the ground and all that. And I got a few plants out there to keeping them alive.
Eric, I will check out the app. Thank you.
Okay, well, it's good to have the option.
Yeah.
I think we could probably just switch to internet calls on the phone and try that option. And if it works, fine. I mean, if I need to make a call. I need to make a call. Actually, I need to make a call tomorrow, kind of thing of it.
I'm trying to.
So I guess I better figure that out.
I'm trying to put off.
Going over to the damn store.
Getting a new phone.
Go over to getting a new phone. Yeah.
I don't want to get a new phone. But
well, the last time we looked into it, it was $1,200, and you said, "I don't think so right now."
I don't think so.
No, that's recommended. They've gotten very pricey. I gotta say, it's just a phone, people. I know it does all this stuff. Blah blah blah.
Ooh, Lisa's eating stuffed peppers. That sounds good too.
Now you're talking. Chiles rellenos. Excellent way to go.
I have a pepper.
Yeah.
We could stuff.
Haven't done those in a while. That's a great winter thing, I think. My mother used to make those.
I know.
Wonderful.
Remember making stuffed peppers.
Yeah. Trying to think of other random liqueurs. Fernet? Anybody? Fernet? There's one.
We already did Fernet.
One really good thing that I've seen done with Fernet, which is a grog, and you can just barely taste that the Fernet's there, but when you omit it, you know it's gone. So it belongs. It's a really tiny amount. I think it's 1/4 of an ounce.
I can always taste it. I can always say, does this have Fernet in it? But the only one that I remember for a while, you were trying to bury chartreuse in drinks and serve them to me.
Well, not necessarily. I think I was trying to make drinks with chartreuse.
I was like, I don't like chartreuse. And then you would be like, use the tiniest bit. And I'd be like, no, this has chartreuse.
Still don't like it. Still doesn't like it.
Because there's a point where you were like, really? You're getting that? I'm like, yep. Yeah.
Years ago, I remember
and I'm not a super taster.
A sample size bottle of chartreuse, like a little airplane size, and saying, oh, this is unique. And I kind of liked the flavor. And it had that herbal note, which I'm okay with. I'm very good with the Benedictine. But then we picked up a full-size bottle. I said, what happened? I don't like this stuff very much. So I've used it in something within the past 6 months on the air. I said, I'll give it a try. This does not look like the most horrible thing. We tried it. And you said it's not the most horrible thing. So clearly it was well buried. Yeah.
Oh,
I hear that.
Ken says, as a Northeasterner, I love when the temp is high 30s. Nature becomes my beer fridge.
Oh,
we do that. We leave stuff out in the tiki room like it's a refrigerator when it's cold enough, which it's not currently.
If we have a party in December, then we throw the beer out there and everything stays quite cold.
Oh, Eric had noodles, which was my first non-soup meal in a while. We had really good noodles the other day.
I hear you.
It was so good.
Yeah, nice. Nice to have, folks.
Oh, Lisa says Alexa will make calls for you too, but it has to be set up. Oh. Oh, I know.
Oh, I tell you. So clearly Eric is actually getting there because
oh my lord, the champagne of pain.
Jepson's, baby. This is one of those products where if you do not know of which we speak, you go, what? And if you do know, you go, oh, that stuff.
Bobby says, I'm pretty sure somebody spotted Elvis working at Chiquita. He's now very...
Oh, man.
Yes, Malort. We tried Malort.
We have tried Malort.
We have tried Malort. Actually, a couple of times.
Yeah, the last one was during the last summer. I was at the event in Lake George. And so they were passing out shots. I'm like, well, I'm game. And I tried. I'm like, this is a lot more astringent than I recall it being, but it's supposed to be. And the fact is, it's still not the most like ruthless stuff I have had.
Stu says, my mom and dad got to hang out backstage with Elvis when he played the Richmond Mosque in '56.
No way! Oh,
wow.
Geez. Okay, there's a story right there.
That is cool. You might be the closest anyone I know has ever come to Elvis.
Yeah, I cannot name another story like that. We know one of our associates who actually sort of like received the calling when he saw Liberace. Speaking of gold-lined suits. And he eventually became a magician. He is working that magic on stage, but he was just like, it would just turn his mind around about show business.
Roberta says,
there you go.
I had a friend who used to live in Tupelo and used to make cookies for all the neighbor kids, and a little kid named Elvis.
Elvis. God. Oh, man.
I love it.
Hilarious.
I love it.
Hilarious. So I'm thinking about the
Lisa, I hope you're feeling better too.
Yeah, please. Jeez. If you're not feeling better, take a shot of Malort, and then you'll feel really bad, and that'll take care of everything. No, we actually did try that.
Sure, it'll clean you out. It'll leave you hollow inside.
Clean you right out. When we were in Cleveland and at Porco's, of course, he's got the Wall of Pain. The Wall of Pain is like 3 of the most astringent things you can imagine, including the Malort. And the funny thing is, we go there.
Daniel!
We took the test. We tried this stuff. And we're just like, yeah, that's actually not the bitterest thing we've ever had.
Danielle says there will be Malort at Ohana again this summer. I took that Malort like a Marine.
Oh, yeah. No, she knows how to do it. And I got to say, I thank you all for keeping the product alive, because it's not like I can get it locally, but you guys have connections.
Oh, Ann Margaret had a serious love affair with Elvis. I have heard that.
There are rumors.
Yes.
Yeah, like they were shooting the movie. And the movie, I think, is like the one time where one of his co-stars really kind of was like on an equal footing with Elvis, like really putting it out there. She has a great number in Viva Las Vegas. You got Nancy Sinatra in Speedway.
I was going to say, Speedway.
Who holds her own. But she was definitely playing like second
fiddle.
And
she sings Your Groovy Self.
Great song. Lee Hazelwood song, of course.
Of course.
And what else? But I would actually experiment with the stuff. And in fact, one of our associates from Virginia was talking about making a Mai Tai with Malort. And he's like, yeah, it just about works. I'm like, I want to try that. And I didn't get to. So I'm going to have to bug him this time and say, mix it up, shake it up, and I will sample that sucker. And if it's truly terrible and heinous, I'll finish it. Just because why waste?
Well, oh my gosh, Stu says, I still have the autograph he gave my mom. She said he was a very nice young man. Oh my gosh.
Well, yeah.
I love that so much. Stu. That makes me so happy. Oh, Nancy. Yeah. I love Nancy. I love me some Nancy Sinatra.
Well, this is the story with Elvis himself, was that he was always just a really shy guy. And, if you met him, he was just like shaking all the hands and kissing all the ladies, and I think he knew pretty intuitively, like he had the showbiz, and he could go out there and sock it to them and just make people nuts, and that was his talent right there. It was just like the show. It's not like going out there and singing Elvis songs was the thing. We get to the 70s where it's just like it's no longer we're seeing Elvis live. You're seeing the capitalized Elvis show. It's like big Elvis in large see-through letters with lots of shining lights. It's not like we're going to see Elvis at the Beacon Theater. No, you're going to see Elvis in Vegas, and it's going to be this huge thing with this big band and like backup singers and everything. It was well beyond the bounds of just an ordinary show. And that's where he was at the time.
Errol, do it. Lisa's nephew could be a stand-in for George Clooney. He should do it.
Yep, rumors. Well, there's rumors of other people, like, still kicking around and doing things. There you go.
My drink's gone.
Mine is gone too.
I don't know.
Mine is with yours.
I don't know how that happens. There must be a leak in here somewhere.
A crack in the glass. I had a mixing glass earlier today, and it just sitting there. It goes tink. I'm like, huh? Nothing. And
I Lisa. Okay, Lisa's asking if we've seen the new movie. We have not, and the only reason we have not is because I'm pretty sure I'm going to get a screener for it. So I'm like waiting to see it for free. But I'll know.
We'll get
I think tomorrow.
Yeah.
No, wait. When did the? Okay, I got to find out when the nominations come out.
That's going to go out very soon, because don't you have to actually nail this by in a month?
SAG Awards nominations. Hold on.
Mm-hmm. She could tell you.
Oh, skip ad.
I don't need ads for this. Tell me about it. Right. Tell me about it. Emmy momentum.
When do we find out?
Okay, all this sorts of things
who the nominees are.
I still don't see it. Oh, it's in there somewhere, folks.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, it's buried.
Oh, blah, blah, blah. They're trying to
predict. Who the hell cares?
They're trying to predict. Who cares?
I don't care.
Drama actor. Yet. Da-da-da-da-da. Oh, that's TV. No, come on. We want movies.
Gotta have the movies.
Come on.
I'm talking about the movies. I gotta have those movies.
TV.
You try to find the simplest thing on these sites, and you have to scroll down 15 pages because they're just trying to sell you more stuff.
This is all TV.
Ugh.
All right, when do we find out when the nominations come out?
There you go. Hollywood Reporter should tell you just like that. I can tell you. SAG-AFTRA.
When is it announced?
They're good about that, though. You get all of the
no,
links
they
to
said
the
that
and things.
It's tomorrow. No, Saturday.
This Saturday?
No.
No? I have no idea. I don't belong to this union.
Friday.
Although I'm eligible.
Friday.
So the 6th.
Friday, we're going to be getting some sort of information. But anyway, I'm hoping that I will get a screener for Elvis. But if I don't get a screener for Elvis, I will be paying to watch it.
We will go and pay and watch Elvis. But I think it's going to be nominated. That's really looking contenderish.
Oh, Dean, thank you. I will try. Yeah, I'm up for trying anything. Okay.
Oh, well.
Thank you. No, it's worth a lot.
Okay, yeah, that is worth a lot.
Thank you.
I mean, I'll see what our network says if those options are still kicking around in there, but they're all similar. So, it's not too surprising.
Gettysburg Ma'am, I will make a peanut butter and banana sandwich too. And I was also thinking maybe making banana pudding. Hi, Cynthia. Good to see you.
And don't forget the bowls of bacon. Random bowls of bacon, just like.
Oh, Julie's asking, do you watch all the screeners that you get? I watch all of the films.
All the movies.
And I try to watch as much TV as I can. But, trying to watch an entire season of every TV show that gets nominated is not possible. But I will say,
if you do nothing else,
because I'm a goody two-shoes, I don't vote in a category I haven't seen everything in.
Fair enough.
So, yeah, if I haven't seen every TV show in that category, I won't vote.
That's much more on the level than a lot of these folks who might be voting.
Oh, the bowls of bacon, yes.
Bowls of bacon.
The bowls of bacon.
Bowls of bacon lying around. Yes. That was something they point out if you go do the tour of Graceland. It's like, he had his...
Hi, Elizabeth.
Elvis had his tropes. He loved the fried chicken. He loved the PB and bananas. And he just loved having, random bowls of bacon around. It's just always had that.
Elizabeth.
So you're just, snacking on the bacon.
I got to read Elizabeth's comment.
Please.
She says... I had a patient once who worked security for Elvis at the International here in Vegas, and he said he was kind and generous. If you complimented something, he'd gift it to you. Oh.
I tell you. Well,
She didn't have such nice things to say about Jerry Lewis. I've heard that too.
Oh, yeah.
I've heard that too.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And Jerry, I think that he actually came from honestly similar circumstances, and he dealt with it differently, didn't he? You do not hear good things about Jerry.
Oh, Elizabeth says, I heard Baz Luhrmann / Warner Brothers and Graceland will be airing the Elvis flick for free in 10 cities on his birthday.
Oh, we can check that.
That's great.
Well, the backstory with E is that, he's a kid who grew up in some pretty limited circumstances. His folks didn't have a lot, and they were in an area that didn't have a lot. And he did not grow up with a lot of resources. And he grew up with like a lot of family, a lot of church, and that's what he kept with him his whole life. So when he hits it big, he's just like, I'm going to give a lot of this away. So he did and I gave away 10 Cadillacs last Christmas. He was generous with people. And I think he knew where he came from, and that when he actually had achieved like fantastic fame and wealth and all that, he wanted to spread it around. Well, there's a fine instinct. He certainly wanted to spread around the talent to the world and give that to people. And he had access a little later on to all the studio time, whatever, and he had the home studio, and it was very common for him to sit there jamming with the boys and come up with something.
Dean, did you make the Blue Carré? Dean said, love the cocktail. I used Rittenhouse in mine.
Oh, there we go.
We have some Rittenhouse, but we've been using the Elvis because... Elvis.
Because Elvis.
And speaking of cocktails... Elvis loved his mama.
What's in my left hand? Yeah.
He did love his mama.
He did, too. It's very true.
Gladys.
He took care of his people.
All right, we both have blue drinks to make.
Well, shall you?
Do you want? Mine's going to be dark though.
That's okay.
And yours is going to be lighter.
Well,
do you want to go first or should I?
Why don't you go first?
All right, I need a shaker.
You're empty first.
Can you?
I can reach a shaker.
Oh, that's the other thing that doesn't work. Our bed. Our bed has become the most uncomfortable thing. It's like a torture rack. I won't bore you with the details, but yeah. We're either going to need a new bed or something. I don't know. We just bought a new bed during the lockdown, by the way.
By the way.
But, oh my God.
This needs cleaning. I'll go do that.
Yeah, that was stored for the holidays. Okay, so I'm just going to catch up here real quick. Oh my gosh. Elvis spent a lot of time in New Orleans. Yeah, I think so. I've heard that. Oh, Gettysburg Ma'am says, Blue Christmas plays on repeat for me all year round. Oh, that is a good one. Hi, Devin. Good to see you.
Yeah.
Blue Hawaiian. Paul's making a Blue Hawaiian after he cleans out his shaker. New bed or new chiropractor. I don't know, but dang, that our bed is no joke. And we bought it because it was so highly reviewed and everything. And this thing is like a torture rack. Anyway, for me, Paul's fine.
I know, okay.
We need the one where you can each adjust your side. The sleep number. Who was it? What's her face? Lindsay Wagner was
hawking the sleep number.
The sleep number. Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Anyway.
So I'm calling mine Moody Blue.
Moody Blue. Moody Blue.
For Moody Blue, I'm starting with tequila.
From his last released album during his lifetime,
Moody
Blue itself.
You could potentially do this with rye, but it might look ugly.
So she's going with tequila.
I'm going with tequila because I wanted it to be light, but I didn't want to do rum or
And tequila is highly
vodka
appropriate for an Elvis drink. After all, fun in Acapulco. Just saying.
Exactly.
There you
go. Moody Blue, 2 ounces Reposado tequila.
Blue Hawaiian.
You could use Blanco tequila.
Sure.
That would be totally fine.
It'll work. Absolutely.
And
some great Blancos out there.
I'm going to do a 1/4 ounce of acai.
Acai.
Liqueur.
Sadia is what
because this is going to be Moody Blue.
It's going to be kind of purpley blue.
Yes.
But definitely.
Oh, wow.
Is it okay? I hope so. You're using it.
Well, I'll find out together.
1/4 ounce.
Okay, 1/4 ounce.
This is the fun part of the fun part, people.
In case you were wondering what the fun part was.
Yeah, here it comes.
1/3 of an ounce. Blue Curacao. Oh yeah, it looks Moody Blue already.
Pretty blue.
3/4 of an ounce.
I'll take that.
Fresh lemon juice.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be kind of moody green, actually.
Moody green. It's kind of moody aqua, actually.
Yeah, okay.
A little seawater thing happening.
And then,
it's still blue.
You're going to want this too.
I will want that.
And then 3 dashes orange bitters.
Which ones are you using?
I'm using the ones I made.
Oh, the orange bitters you made are very good.
I got the recipe in the book Bitters. Mm-hmm. So if you're interested,
we can point you to the right direction.
Yeah, okay. I wonder if it's in our Amazon store.
If not, it should be.
If it's not, I'll add it.
So, because I think that's a real duh. Like, if you don't actually have the books that you are talking about during your broadcast, put them in. There are things that I would recommend in terms of cocktail guides.
That would be really stupid.
People ask sometimes. I would always like to have a current Mr. Boston around, and the newest version of that is just great. They revised with a lot of good stuff.
You want to catch us up on comments?
We'll add to.
Thank you.
And boom, boom, boom. You need what kind of glass?
Cocktail.
Okay, I'll get that for you.
Thank you.
Oh, the funny thing is, it's Singapore sling weather for me right now. Although the temperature is up out there. But still, if it were 30 degrees outside, I'd go for a sling.
Lisa says Raymore and Flanagan is having a big sale on everything. Oh. We have a Raymore and Flanagan.
We do, as a matter of fact. Swedish fish and that money drink.
All right, yeah, okay, I think we're...
Sounding good.
This looks moody blue to me.
Sing Blue Hawaii. That's a great request.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Hi, Joe.
Hey, Joe. Excellent, excellent. Yeah. So there we go. I think we're caught up with things.
Oh, my gosh.
Excellent.
Oh, my gosh.
Well, that looks...
The little old lady yelled out Blue Hawaii. I love that.
Here's some Blue Hawaii, will you? I actually am usually the joker yelling out requests at shows. The thing is, I'll think about it and I'll yell out something really appropriate. Like I remember going up, we were at an event and there was a jazz band playing. And during the break, I go up to talk to the lead sax player. And I'm asking, do you take requests? And he looks at me like, what are you thinking of? I said, I was thinking of Maiden Voyage, Herbie Hancock. He's like, oh, yeah, I think we could come up with that. So, yeah, he was totally taken aback that I named an actual jazz standard.
Where was this?
This was at an event we were at. I think it was in Brooklyn, as a matter of fact. And I just I'm going to ask for something totally appropriate. I'm not going to ask for something idiotic at these things. It's just what's the nature of the band? What might they know? And I'll say, could you do that?
I try to avoid asking for idiotic
things. And I remember
things.
actually I made the same request at a wedding where there was a jazz band playing. And the jazz band was the bride's brother was leading the band. And I said, do you know this track? And he's like, yeah, we could do that. And they did, and it was good.
I'm still trying to remember.
I think that's awesome that at this thing, somebody's like, play this. You know what? That's a totally appropriate request.
I'm still trying to remember which event that was.
I've got to think about it. This is a long time ago. But it was kind of fun because I'll do that.
Although, you brought it up.
I have some standards. Yes. Oh, what kind of...
You brought up requests.
Oh, requests that I make that might not turn out the way you're thinking of.
Make your drink, because then I've got two hilarious stories to tell you.
Let's go. Blue Hawaiian. You can make this a number of ways. I think there's a very reputable formula in one of the Jeff Berry books, if not about 3 or 4 of them. And he should be taking this directly from Harry Yee. He came up with it. So
Errol says, the difference between you and me, you think about it. Well, I think about it just usually later.
Oh, yeah. If I could have... Yeah.
I have 2 hilarious stories of Paul making requests.
I'll take that clear vodka. Not clear vodka. The rum. Okay. So there we go. Now this is
coconut.
I know. I decided this was... I think this is the only clear rum we had, and I thought...
No, we have some clear... If you want clear, we have some.
I'm good with this.
All right.
Yeah, we're fine. This is all right.
It's in a skull out
1.5 of the Bacardi, and this is the coconut, which is actually a very nice coconut. This is all natural flavors, as far as I can tell. I've used this in a few things.
If you're looking for a coconut rum,
and
that's the one I recommend.
I didn't think this would give me any trouble at all because for the creamy component, I'm going with coconut milk. That's 1 ounce. That's 1.5, and that's 1. We need...
Sing Blue Hawaii. That's hilarious.
We need some pineapple juice. And we're going with 2 ounces of the pineapple.
Yep.
So that's a lot of pineapple. And so far, you've got a fair amount of sweet going on. And I think that's really all the drink calls for. Yep. And I think, yeah, that's a problem. But you're going to want to dial that back a little. So I'm going to toss in just a little bit, like half an ounce worth of the lemon. Hold on.
That's good. Okay, half ounce of lemon. Yep. Gettysburg Ma'am says, my grandmother had like 6 velvet painted Elvises hanging in her house. Our friend does too. Actually, we have 2 friends who do.
That's true.
I love that so much.
Multiple friends with the velvet Elvi.
So much.
Half ounce of the blue curacao. This actually originally called for 1 ounce. I think Good grief, that's going to be blue. The half ounce will make this blue
and disgusting.
Enough. Yeah, it'll be too sweet. Too sweet. Super sweet. So, although we're using the Giffard Curacao Bleu, which is very nice. It's just a nice Curacao with some blue. Blue Curacao is just there to sell more Curacao drinks. There's nothing crazy about it. And I think that's all that has, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Our friend Mike, who was here earlier, gave us some actual Curacao from Curacao.
Yeah, the Curacao from Curacao. Janglers!
Did you get the lemon?
Yes.
Okay.
You
all right.
that in. And I need a glass, which
it's on the bottom.
On the bottom?
Yep. Oh, there was no room on any other shelf.
Okay. And pour into your tall glass. My tall glass happens to have a hula dancer on it because, you know. There we go.
Oh my gosh, I just feel like I'm at a restaurant.
Now, isn't that the exact shade of blue you're expecting from a blue Hawaiian? And I have the swizzle here.
Hi, Tim. It's down there too. Hi, Tim. Good to see you. You want a straw? You want a straw with that?
Definitely take a straw with it.
Okay.
Okay. Swizz and a straw. Thank you.
Let me give you a colorful straw.
A colorful straw. Isn't that fun? And away we go.
It's colorful in real life.
Hawaiian.
Probably not so much on the video.
You can order this in a dozen places and it's going to be very sweet. I think if you dial that back slightly with a little sour, bang, that's spot on.
Try it.
It's actually a nice sour that's got a fairly high coconut flavor. It's got coconut milk and it's got the coconut rum.
That's good.
Isn't that good?
And this tells me how long it's been since I've been in any kind of tiki establishment because, well, no, we've been to Jet Set. They don't have a Blue Hawaii. But, yeah, like a Chinese restaurant. This is how long it's been since I've been in a Chinese restaurant.
They would make you a Blue Hawaii.
I haven't had one of those in a long time.
And I'm thinking to myself, like, Jet Set could probably make this for you if you asked.
Rockahula. I think we made a drink called Rockahula one time.
I know what's missing.
What? Bitters?
No, I was thinking about using orange bitters, but I don't think it needs orange.
I don't think it needs bitters. No. I feel like I'm in a restaurant.
Yeah, I feel
like I'm in an old school tiki Chinese restaurant. If only I'd known that during the lockdown. I would have been making more of those because when I was missing all these places, you know?
You know? It's the thing that's missing. But you know what's really missing?
An umbrella.
The tiny
Oh, you need a chunk of canned pineapple and a maraschino cherry.
Yeah, I kind of do too, don't I? Oh well.
Thought about that too late.
I will settle for the umbrella. Well. Now it's a Blue Hawaiian.
Well.
Woohoo! Dreams come true in Blue Hawaii. Here we go. Boil.
Stay in school.
Oh. Or take singing lessons. Take your pick.
Well, speaking of, I promised 2 hilarious stories.
About?
So here goes.
Song requests. So story number 1, I believe, starts in Mexico. When we're at a restaurant.
If only Christy was watching.
I believe, she might be. I don't know. She might just not be commenting. Well, I think they'd like to watch on the big TV so they can't comment. Yeah. So we're in Mexico at a restaurant. I recall the place was Distilleria. And Distilleria, yes, as the name implies, was, well, it wasn't a distillery, but it actually had like 200 to 1,000 tequilas on the menu.
1 million tequilas on the menu.
A lot of tequila.
So, of course, I was in heaven.
It's a great place. They have excellent food, and they just have fantastic product. And there's like tasting menu and everything. If you want to try some really high-end stuff, they got it. They got it.
Oh, Lisa. Yeah, Lisa says my lopsided Hawaiian goes well with that hula chick. I bet it would.
Yeah, I bet it would work just great.
I bet it would work great. Yeah, anyway, okay.
So we're in this place, and there's a roaming band. Well, there's usually a roaming band in these places in Cancun. And they are all dressed up in the costumes or whatever, and they're taking requests because, if you were to, like, duke the man, say, 100 pesos, you'll get a request. Well, that's an entirely reasonable request and a pretty reasonable fee, too. So he's asking, like, about... what do you like to hear? And I'm thinking to myself, I want to hear bullfight music. And the classic bullfight music, of course, is La Virgen de la Macarena. So I asked... You
already know where this is going.
So I asked for this. And the guy hears me. Now, he doesn't get what I'm talking about, though. So he says, yeah, sure, we can play that. And where do they go right into?
Macarena.
The Macarena. The hit from like 15 years ago.
But it wasn't just Macarena. Who knew? There were like 87 verses
it goes
of Macarena. I swear to God, they went on for like 10 minutes. And of course, like, we're all drinking tequila and margaritas and stuff, so this just got funnier and funnier.
We're happy enough.
Funnier. Like,
it just goes.
Tears rolling down our faces. And, I mean, you tipped them really, really well, but it was like, it was...
I think I tipped them again because I just thought, well, gentlemen, that was the marathon I wasn't expecting.
So
and
funny.
There you go.
But then...
And then...
The next time we were at Trader Vic's, L.A.
Los Angeles. Now departed.
R.I.P.
Sorry, you're not going to find it.
But yeah, the one that was
if
at
the
downtown, was a Staples Center, that area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a good location. They had the Chinese oven. They had the drinks. They were like, we were there on Halloween. Everyone was dressed up.
We took masks because it was Halloween. Yeah.
And like, it looked great. They had cool mugs on sale. And, you know, the staff was very friendly. I thought it was a really great location. And I don't know what it is about these Vics in the States. They have real trouble. But at the time, they were alive and well. And I think I ordered something out of the Chinese oven. But in the meantime, they had a band. They had a band that was playing basically for a Halloween party. And they weren't playing...
But they were playing instrumental
They weren't playing
hits.
Monster Mash. They were just playing stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm just wondering if, like, they can play something a little more appropriate to the surroundings. So I think, all right, I could choose something way out, or I could say Yellowbird, or I can just say, like, this. Let's just give us the national anthem of Exotica. So I just go up to the guy who's leading the band and say, you guys think you could whip up Quiet Village? And he's like, oh, I know that one. Yeah, sure. Yeah. So he starts talking to the boys in the band. And they're talking about it. Yeah. Talks to his bass player. His bass player starts going, do, 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 do. You know, I'm like, okay. So I sit back down. I'm waiting. And they pause and they think about it. And they pause and they think about it. And then they just launch into...
Hotel California.
Is Rod Sterling standing over there wondering like, what zone I've just stepped into? Because I was pretty sure they were about to play it.
Yeah, and then just like full on Hotel California.
Full on Eagles.
Yeah, it was.
So when you're...
And of course, once again, we're drinking, so we're laughing.
When you're a joint and you ask for an Exotica standard and you get the Eagles, what can I tell you? That's a good joke on Tiki Mo, who just joined us a moment ago. Yeah, that's a good one.
Amy says I would have requested tequila. They probably could have done that.
They could absolutely whip out tequila, and then they'd ask for a shot of tequila. But no, yeah, they can do that.
Oh my gosh! Like I say, Elizabeth says Mary is doing the Disneyland 5K and running through the park and having said, seeing Elvis impersonators all over the park. Oh my gosh!
Oh, cool!
Wow, they were purposely torturing you, Paul.
I'm going to put it this way. They didn't know me from Adam, so clearly this is just sort of... they just gave up because they started playing it. They almost got it together.
Mo says...
And clearly they decided, we can't do
Mo
this
says, I love the Eagles version of Quiet Village, though. Oh, well played, Mo.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Well played.
All around.
Oh my God.
Wasn't that like the flip side of their version of Please Come Home for Christmas? yeah, that was the one. You know, kind of like Bruce Springsteen playing Santa Claus is Coming to Town. You know, blah, blah, blah.
So funny. But now it's just become this joke. Like, oh, don't let Paul make the request.
Yeah, one of these days I'll actually run into Joe Walsh at something and say, so I got a story, and like if he's hip to it, he'll be like, "What the?" And then he'll like start playing the song.
Paul just request Freebird.
Yeah. Oh man.
Oh, Lisa was humming it before I started. Exactly.
And boom. I have thought for a long time that any band worth its salt, even if they're just not that kind of band, needs to learn Freebird, so that when some joker in the audience is just like, "Play Freebird," you can.
I keep saying the Velvetones need to Learn Freebird.
That means I need to learn this business on the piano. Ding, doo, doo, doo.
But I feel like, if I'm going to do Freebird, for when people jokingly make a request, I want to do the whole.
You need the whole goddamn thing. I need
Oh, you requested it. Okay, great. Let's go.
Just requested. Yeah, there we go.
So I have to throw the death metal version of the Beat Glass.
We keep writing these death metal versions of songs on the kids show on Saturday because Roger whips up these things and I'm just like, who in the world is playing this? Of course, he's playing Motorhead too.
The Eagles.
When in doubt, the Eagles. Can we do such things? And just as a perfect aside, when we had a chance to drive north through Arizona, and we could have just hit the interstate or driven on like the winding path through Winslow. Yeah, we went through Winslow. Advice to everybody here: don't go through Winslow.
Don't go to Winslow.
Nothing in Winslow except a speeding ticket waiting for you. Wow, what a
Paul.
What a jerk order town.
Paul wanted to do the standing on a corner in Winslow, Arizona thing.
No, I didn't really want to do that. I wanted to drive to Winslow just to say we'd done it. And once we did it, I was like, we need to get the hell out of here fast. That's a good place to. That's a good place to hire somebody to hide a body. No,
I don't say this lightly. And if you're watching and you're in Winslow, please get in touch because I would love to be schooled about this. Really.
Could you tell me what this is all about?
Yeah, I want to love every place I've ever been.
Yes.
But we were driving, and Paul wanted to drive through Winslow. So
it was on the way, more or less.
So we took this really back route through Arizona, which was actually kind of great.
It was picturesque.
It was, we drove through the desert, which was great.
It was pretty amazing.
So we get to Winslow, and it's like to enter Winslow, you drive basically through a state penitentiary. So it's like all barbed wire and security and everything. We're already like...
Great visuals.
Okay.
Yeah, looking good.
So then we get to Winslow, and the streets are totally deserted.
Not much going on that day or today.
Except there are just people sitting out on their balconies in these hotels who are just downright scary looking. And I have lived in New York for a really long time, and I lived in New York City for a number of years, and blah, blah, and these people look scary to me. They're like basically stroking their guns kind of thing. And I was like, oh, okay. And the speed limit was 25 in the whole town. And I just had this real idea of like, if we do 26, we're getting pulled over. Yeah. So like, we're driving along with our foot off the gas, just trying to not get pulled. I've never been so happy to be on the interstate in my life.
Set the cruise control for 22, Jeez. That kind of place. So much for Winslow.
Yeah, it was.
There's their... Yeah.
Don't go back to Rockville.
Waste another year. I wouldn't waste 5 minutes in that town.
Oh my God. It was like in hindsight, it's hilarious. The story is hilarious. At the time, I was like, we have to get out of here. And Paul was saying, like, I feel like that guy up there could help us hide a body if we needed to.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, these people, they all look like they were out of a Tom Waits song. Everyone in that town looked like they came out of a Tom Waits song.
I really got the impression that if I walked up to like Fleabag Hotel and just like kind of sat down and talked to the guy. So anyway,
I wouldn't show up without a 6-pack, and
I'd show up with a fat envelope and be like,
yeah.
So anyway, I need a guy taken care of. You get that kind of job you want to take, and the guy would probably like take the money and say, "What's the time?"
The reggae version of Taps. Jeez.
Oh, jeez. Well,
I love Stephen Wright, though. He's funny.
Well, he has these great ideas. You want to check that out. So,
how was Leonard Skinner's roadie when he said, "If I played Freebird, this is when I'd play it." Okay, the band was shocked. Fired him as roadie, then hired him as piano player. I love that. Oh my gosh.
He had the idea. He had the concept. It is one way, absolutely. Wasn't it like Michael Stipe's birthday recently? I think that was coming up on some of these things. So that's why Rockville is actually current in our brains. And as a matter of fact, I was listening to the radio this morning and he was name checked. So there we go.
Lisa says this sounds like she knows her in Oklahoma. And I am not kidding. That's so funny. My parents are both from Oklahoma.
Lisa, I know you do not kid. I know that's
so
just
funny.
the way it is. That's just it. However, if you do need to hire somebody,
Karen, it's snowing again. Technical difficulties. Oh,
shucks. Well, that was good. It was also kind of light.
Jeez. Yours was lighter than mine.
I might need to make another one of those.
Do it. That didn't have that much booze in it.
Yeah, it is. I mean, originally the formula was 1 ounce on the liquor, so really light. Now, so let's actually let's get that going again.
Ooh,
folks.
Mystery Train.
The train arrived.
Talking Fleabag Hotel. Okay, everyone. Because we never know where these broadcasts are going to go when I post about them. What is the Fleabaggiest hotel you've ever stayed in?
I know ours.
I know ours too. Well, Paul says, I know ours. Let's see if we have the same Fleabag hotel. Actually, I have a tie.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you probably do.
I have a tie, but we'll see if Paul and I are on the same page for Fleabag hotels.
About 3 places they could qualify.
Okay, Karen, good. I'm safe at home and have plenty to eat and drink and internet, so all is well. All right.
It is. It is fine. We're good today.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. Lisa does not kid, especially when she says, I know you're not wearing those muddy boots in my house. All right, Fleabaggiest hotels.
All right.
Go.
Please, go to town.
Go. But I will start in. Well, actually, you tell me what you think the answer is, and I'll see if we are on the same page.
I'm thinking to myself that among my souvenirs, among the Fleabaggiest that we've seen was the joint in, what was it, Bethesda? It was like a Red Roof Inn.
I wasn't even thinking that one.
And this joint was just weird.
That was just,
lighting was
that
terrible.
place was just depressing.
And it was dire, and there were just people living there. I'm like, oh man.
I didn't think that one was Fleabag. I just thought it was
not that clean, and I was like, oh yeah. But it's probably not the worst thing we've seen though. So I bear that in mind.
Oh, Eric says Motel 6 where, Eric?
Interesting. I'll take that. Mixing up another round.
All right.
I seldom
we need
mix
specifics.
I seldom mix the same thing on air, but you know what? That was good, and I'm into it. We're talking Fleabag hotels, so what I need is a Blue Hawaiian. There we go.
Okay, I have 2. I am not going to name names. Oh! Peter says, waste another year. Yep. Exactly. You
got it, my friend.
Kitty Premium says, I drove to Kentucky to pick up a friend and had to stay overnight in the Daniel Boone Motel. The room smelled like the bottom of an ashtray. Oh. We wouldn't dare take our shoes off or sleep between the sheets. And the folks next door, well, let's just say we heard everything. Oh, Pikeville, Kentucky. Thank you. That's what I'm after. I'm after cities and towns.
So we get city names. And of course, these things invariably smell like too much cigarette smoke. It's like the time that we stayed at a hotel in Vegas. Not a Fleabag, no. It was actually a decent hotel. Fairly big name. And the room was like, no smoking. Absolutely no smoking. You'll be charged. We go in the place, it's just totally reeking of cigarettes.
I was just thinking.
I'm like, it's Vegas.
I was just thinking of that today, though. Yeah. But the funny thing about that one was not a Fleabag. But the funny thing about that was they charged you for everything.
Yeah. Nichols.
So I remember, like, we used the paper cup in the bathroom. We got charged for it.
People, please.
Oh, okay. Errol says, Lisa wants me to tell you about this motel we stayed at. Gotta call it about 2 in the morning. I think it was a hooker. Told Lisa. She says it took you a while to hang up. Ah! Mm-hmm. Oh. Eric says, we stayed in a motel after our furnace broke down and was below freezing. I was like, oh my gosh.
Seriously.
What do you mean, what am I wearing? And who is this? Garrett. Oh. Best Western Coast to Mesa, really? Oh, Mom came in with Best Western, Costa Mesa. Julie says, my folks were heading up north to visit my brother in college in the Upper Peninsula. They stopped at a motel along the way. The clerk said, you might want to look at the room first. Well, that's honest. That is honest. Yeah. Needless to say, they didn't stay there. Oh, that I admire the honesty. Best Western, Costa Mesa. Was I there? Okay. Okay, so my first one that Paul was not there for was on tour in The Wizard of Oz.
So I didn't see this.
And this was in Milwaukee. And they put us up in, I feel like they must have had a deal with Days Inn, because whenever they could put us in a Days Inn, they did.
They did with abandon.
And this Days Inn was, no, this was in Ohio. I take it back.
Hello.
Cleveland. It was Cleveland. And I love Cleveland.
Cleveland is a really cool town.
I love Cleveland.
People who have been, if you've been around for a while, you realize that there was a period where it was not a really cool town because they had all kind of fallen off the skids. But boy, did it come back hard.
That hotel was gross.
Yep.
It was just disgusting. I won't get into, like, this was like all about cleanliness issues. Although, Milwaukee too. I have to say, okay, that's a tie between the Days Inns in Cleveland, and I'm sure Cleveland has more than one Days Inn, so don't sue me. It might have been a different Days Inn.
Could be a different Days Inn, I don't know.
But anyway, okay, a Cleveland Days Inn and a Milwaukee Days Inn were both gross.
I lost my umbrella.
And then the one that Paul was with me for, apologies if any of you were involved here. Hi, Johnny. Good to see you.
That's good. Still good.
Ooh. Moving tiki room. Oh, Johnny's been moving his tiki room around. Oh,
hello.
Lovely. Oh, wait.
It's always good to make little changes.
Last year I stayed at the Sea Club across from the beach in Fort Lauderdale that hadn't been renovated since 1955, and the whole place reeked of mold. Oh. I refused to walk on the rug with my shoes off. Oh. I kind of do that in, I hear that.
I hear that. And the thing is, you look at a place that's just like, there's no reno. And you think, cool, except that, stuff like that. So maybe the visuals are okay, but you're right. Keep the shoes on.
I told you the story about the difficulty of trying to get out of Cleveland. Yes, you did. Yeah.
Big one.
Still not Detroit. Our river's on fire.
Boom.
Okay, so the other one
was... But Detroit is still a better place to bury a body.
We got another one, though. Gettysburg Ma'am says, we stayed in a hotel in Ocean City, Maryland, right on the boardwalk, and it was pretty Fleabag. The shower drained into the kitchen, so there was always water on the floor. The carpet was mildewed as a result. Best part, the rooms are $180 a night. No.
Jeez.
Crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Arbor says the 50s decor in the lobby was cool. That's always the thing. It's like, it's a trade-off. It's just a trade-off.
Mm-hmm. So, things you gotta do.
Oh, Porco. Yes, Johnny Porco. Okay, so the other one. I do not remember the name of it, sadly.
The hotel?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
it was in Port Jefferson, New York.
I don't remember either, but yeah. I remember the hotel.
A college friend of Paul's was getting married, and that was the wedding hotel.
Yeah, awesome.
And I'm not going to share any. I don't want to out anyone. So their parents paid a pretty penny for this wedding, but the wedding hotel was so scary. It was just all night, like people fighting outside of the rooms, and
bang, bang, bang.
And the room itself was so disgusting. There was this Formica table with just like names carved into it and stuff. It was just,
Go to sleep, wake up, and get the hell out early.
And then, of course, the marquee on the hotel was like, congratulations, so-and-so and so-and-so.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Memories.
It was just so...
Memories.
It's all natural. Oh my gosh, Holiday Inn. Oh God. Just find a body under the other bodies. Well, my sister and brother-in-law were staying at a hotel near us. They don't stay there anymore when they come to town, but they found a switchblade under the bed. Oh,
looking good.
Yeah, that's
really
nice.
Good visuals.
That's nice.
That reminds me of the episode of...
Sheridan says, my sister found a peephole behind the mirror in the bathroom. Oh God, no.
Creepy.
Lisa and I try not to stay in places where you need a tail gunner. Oh.
Well, you've heard about riding shotgun. Oh. It's always good to have somebody who can handle it.
Sheridan.
Always good to have somebody who can handle a 30-06 in the passenger seat, just saying.
Okay, I'll keep it in mind. Holiday Inn. Worst Fleabag around 1988-ish. Blue Mountain Lodge, Mount Vernon, Oregon. No office lobby, just a sliding window. $19 a night. Slept on top of my bed in a sleeping bag. When you have to sleep on top of your bed in a sleeping bag, you know that's bad.
Only the highest quality. I'm just saying. These places. They stay in business. I don't know how. Hilarious, though.
Oh, Elizabeth says lots of Vegas scary ones, of course, but the worst was Sunset Boulevard in Hollywood, like a 1920s dump just off Hooker Row. Oh. Man. Oh.
The stories, we start soliciting.
I asked.
You start soliciting stories about flea bags, and they just keep coming because people have been around the country, and they can tell you all about it. Good grief. Yeah, really, Bates Motel. The peephole behind the mirror. That's Bates Motel right there.
Oh, Gettysburg Mayor says, what fun would life be if we always stayed in bougie rooms with 10,000 thread-down sheets and custom bathrooms? Stay at a Fleabag hotel and have a story to tell your friends. Yes!
I've done some of it, I gotta tell you. Nothing really beats that first apartment I lived in Brooklyn in terms of Fleabag, but that was an apartment I was paying real money for. Oh man, too much money for.
Oh my gosh, the old go-to, put a lighter up to the mirror and you can tell if it's hollow. Did you know that? I didn't know that.
You can? How does that work? Just saying.
I'll be doing that from now on now.
Okay. Well, there we go.
Oh. We were young, no idea how we survived the night. That was kind of how I felt about the one in Port Jefferson.
I was young and needed the money. So. So, I just keep thinking about like different ways to hide the body, and all that reminded me of was the episode of Insomniac. I believe it was in Las Vegas.
I loved Insomniac so much. I missed that show.
I really want that show to come back. And actually, it's not like they can revive this show. It just went on long enough that he's too recognizable going around the country. Like, it just kills the whole concept. But the classic Insomniac, he had the episode in Las Vegas where he's hooking up with all these different people doing various things after hours. This is Las Vegas, the city that generally does not sleep. And he runs into the guy whose job it is to clean up crime scenes.
Oh, I loved that one.
And this guy is just like, we can take care of anything.
I love a true crime show.
What do you have? What do you have? Do you have blood, urine, semen, like, dead dog carcass? We can take care of it. Boom, done. And like, there they were in some hotel room taking care of unidentified stain, and the guy's just like, yeah, use this stuff. Boom, 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 boom. They can clean it all up. And I'm just like, good grief. I guess you gotta call the police first, have them take care of the evidence, and then you can clean it up. Hilarious.
Oh my gosh.
Terrifying, but hilarious.
I like Laurie Anderson's Puppet Motel.
Yep.
Elizabeth says my hubby's worst is a no-till on the Kelly Highway on the way to Disneyland in the day. Like Barstow-ish. Oh, Barstow. I'm sorry. Barstow, yeah. You've been in Barstow.
I have, as a matter of fact.
Guy checking them in reached down and had his gun go off. What?
Dude, always make sure the safety's on. I'm just saying. It scares the guests.
Oh, okay. Lisa said, will not have a reflection as it would if it were a mirror. My mind is blown. My mind is blown. Okay.
If it doesn't have a reflection, it wouldn't work as a mirror.
Blowing
so there's
his
a real
fingers
problem
off
there.
Blood everywhere. No. No. Oh my God.
Well, that's terrifying indeed. What can I say?
All right, I got to catch up over here on Facebook.
We started with Elvis, and now we're talking about the worst places in America.
Check out the series, Another Dirty Room, on YouTube at your own risk. Oh, I will. I will, Abra. I will. Oh, Gettysburg Man watches it. Oh, okay. Now I take a blue light with me to hotel. Oh my God. Okay. Oh.
I kind of think you need to take a radar gun with you to hotels to figure out where things are going on. Ground sensing radar. Jeez.
It's horrible. Oh God. His Dead Mall series. Oh my. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I start to think.
Oh, she says. Abra says, now I only stay at Hilton's with a 9.5 stars because of it. Yeah.
Well,
I'm like that too.
Better 9.5 stars than a 9.5 millimeter that you need to carry.
Yeah.
Let's just say. And I'm thinking that all the ladies here probably should be carrying mace. I'm just saying it's a pretty good idea.
Well, I'm just saying if you stay in a hotel
in such places
with a keyhole, stuff it.
Yeah, well, good idea. Really good idea.
Deviation from the original topic. Some hotels have a hall between the rooms that only the staff use. That makes me think of that show we like.
It's gonna be no more.
I'm gonna be nothing. No. It was a documentary about the gal who was killed at the hotel in downtown LA.
Yeah, that was a crazy...
The Cecil...
Crazy hotel. Story. Speaking of Fleabag hotels, that's a serious Fleabag hotel.
Yes, I forget what it was called.
Yeah.
All right.
And
I'm gonna look it up.
And there was this wacko story behind that, and like the blowback is that she was probably not killed, but
there's a whole thing. Cecil Hotel deaths. 16 people, at least 16 people are known to have died at
the Cecil.
Oh my God!
This is actually a pretty cool-looking deco hotel from the 20s, but by the time our experience,
Elisa Lamb, that was her. Yep. This is accidental drowning. She was in a water tower. You don't accidentally drown in a water tower. I'm sorry. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, something kind of crazy with that.
No, you don't do that.
It was a nutty kind of thing. And the Cecil is actually in a really unsavory section of Los Angeles. So that really does it.
Lisa says, LOL, Paul, the worst places are only in America.
Hey, look, in the States, we try harder. I'm just telling you. Other places in the world, you might have your terrible, terrible places where people get
Lisa
killed,
says,
but here we try.
Get back on topic. This hotel stuff is creeping me out. Okay. All right. We won't talk about the worst places in America.
How about Elvis? There's a good idea.
Yes.
Dreams come true in blue.
Oh, Amy says I stayed at a haunted hotel in Denver.
Oh, hello. Well, that's a different concept entirely, Ghosts are ghosts, after all. They're not creepy per se.
Gettysburg Man was into the series. Okay, a local dead mall. I feel like our mall could be dead at any time. So, yeah.
It's showing various signs of life, but not too much. I guess, they finally got something to go into where Sears was. Sears is a pretty dead concept these days.
Too bad. Deviations galore, but no edible underwear found in any roaches.
We did not bring up the term... So I'm just saying...
But I said it, which means I'll probably get...
I'm not going to Facebook jail over this. So, but the simple fact is...
All right, take it under advisement. Tonopah, Northern Nevada, next to a cemetery. Just know. See, this is why we...
Yeah.
We all learn from each other. Oh, Karen. Yes. Okay. This is... Yeah, this... Okay, these people are all dead, so whatever. But the 100 rooms of the H.H. Holmes Hotel in Chicago, they were filled with trapdoors. Yeah. Oh my God, I read that book.
Inside Stove.
Oh, yeah.
That was actually constructed around the time of the World's Fair.
The World's Fair, yeah.
Because the psychopath who actually ran the place was just there to kill people.
Pharmacist, yeah.
Yep.
Crazy.
So he disappeared a bunch of bodies in that thing.
Mm-hmm.
And he happened to have like a large event happening nearby where he could actually like find people to get to his hotel.
Yep.
It kind of sounds like the Winchester House, but homicidal.
Ooh, Abra worked at a dead mall in Troy, New York.
Oh, wow.
All right. Oh, my gosh. Gettysburg Ma'am says, our mall is so dead. That's all that's left is an antique mall that was once a Sears.
Oh. I tell you. It's sort of like Sears of yesterday.
The former stores have been stolen.
When we start talking about like these classic.
Hi, David. The ghost of Elvis. Yeah, this episode took a dark turn, and it's totally on me.
Well, it's
totally on me.
We started talking about music requests gone awry, and it went awry from there. I got to say, like, I'm the one usually making the music requests gone awry. Not that I intend to. I'm not trying to request something whack job. I'm trying to request something that you know.
The Troy Atrium.
I'm going to actually ask a jazz band, do you know a jazz standard? I'm going to ask a pop band, can you play something from Duran Duran? No. But, like, I don't ask whack job things of bands. I just think, what do you know? I want to hear that. And I figure you can do it.
Do you want to split a beer with me?
If you got a beer, I'll split a beer.
I'll get one.
Sure. Unless you want one of these things.
I feel like I've had a number of ardent spirits this evening.
Well, I probably have to.
I feel like I could probably dial it down.
I could go for a beer because we're still talking about.
I would go for wine, but we're out of
whack
wine.
Job stuff.
So I'm going to get a beer.
Yeah, we are out of wine. What happened to her cousin? I don't know. Disappeared apparently.
When Dora drank it all.
Oi, look at that. Oh, you still actually have a drink. I'm going to leave that so she can take care of that. Get rid of this because we don't need it. Find a couple of glasses. I don't have appropriate glasses, so you might want to bring a couple. And we'll go with that.
Okay.
Troy Atrium sounds like a great place to see Jimmy Page in 1985. Oh, wait, that was the Worcester Centrum. So...
Worcester Centrum.
Right. I have seen a number of shows in my day at these sort of arenas, and some of them were terrible.
Karen says, eat a snack. We had a large dinner.
We actually did.
We did. Yeah, we ate a lot of food.
It was, I had the remaining burgers, and we took care of them. It was good.
I'll pass this over to you.
I will find a glass that is appropriate.
Dora, no wine.
What? No wine?
I know. Well, I guess we do have snacks.
We have some snacks.
There's some snacks.
We have some cookies and things, too. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh. Oh, are they Cocoa Palms? Elizabeth? Really? Oh, that would be amazing. Oh, hi, Knick Knack Twin. Good to see you.
Well, hello.
Yay.
Snacks.
All right, Paul's grabbing snacks. I actually feel fine because I had a huge burger earlier, but whatever. I'm always up for a snack. All right. I'm trying to share this step. Steer this ship. Yes, I can talk.
I can talk, damn it.
Beer, palate cleanser. Yes. Oh, Gettysburg Man was saying, does anyone have an Elvis impersonator in their town? If you live in Vegas, you are excluded.
Yes,
okay.
I know.
Oh, Lisa's asking, when is the next Old Man Beer Challenge? Well, I feel like it could be soon.
The OMB shape happens every year in Lake George.
But we could do one live.
But we could do one live.
That'd be fun.
It's more hilarious when we do it because the guy who delivers the challenge takes it and he just totally bones it. As if I know these beers. I try. I really do. Because I will sample them and I will taste them and try to find the nuances so I know. Sometimes I get them right.
Cheese fish snacks.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have any more cheese fish snacks, unfortunately. Here's some almonds. I'm going to say...
Thinking. Yeah, we have the...
sea salt and vinegar.
The salty, vinegary almonds we've got. These are good.
Good.
They're way too salty, but I'm good for now.
They'll make you more thirsty.
We are out of the cheesy goldfish. We're out of the Old Bay flavored goldfish, which were pretty awesome. But I would look for those again. Those were a lot of fun.
Okay, Lisa says, yes, beer challenge, but I'll need the list in advance.
Yep.
We could all do it together.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
Okay.
How good are you with these regional beers? Like, can you tell Dixie from Genesee Cream Ale? Now, that is widespread. Blatz. I know that you've had some of these from time to time. Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
But you really have to be sampling the entire nation to be able to tell all this junk apart.
Ooh, Snickerdoodle flavored almonds.
And mint chocolate. Hello.
Oh, why?
Who knows?
I know. I would try it, but... Oh, is Crossgate's Mall still open in Albany? Oh, okay.
That's a good question.
I don't know. Gettysburg Man says, we do not have an Elvis impersonator in Gettysburg. We do, however, have a few Abe Lincoln. Yeah. That makes sense to me.
Oh, okay. You would do that sort of thing.
Could be mistaken for Elvis and Santa. I think
all together now.
Soda pop expert. Okay.
By the way, David, looking at your symbol.
Oh.
Just listening to this earlier today, so hello. That's Blue Oyster Cult. Some enchanted evening.
All right.
Just saying.
All right.
What?
I'm just looking. All right.
Yeah, please.
Give us a beer. Okay. I love this idea. We need to get together.
We need to find
an old man beer challenge with beers that everyone can get.
4 beers that you can get in most of the country because we're spread out here. Oh boy, what could you do?
Oh, the guy who impersonates Abe also does Santa's small town problems. That just sounds like full employment to me.
I think he's just working it where he can work it. The simple fact is, if you're a tall, bearded gentleman, you can do many things that look like that. So,
yeah. Josie. I love seeing pictures of Josie. She's so spoiled. I love it.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's always room for a Bubba Hotep style Elvis. I agree.
There you go.
I agree.
Definitely.
All right. Beers.
Oh, by the way, I got to say, I was playing this earlier, and it really sounded very good. I was kind of surprised. This thing is easily 45 years old. Doing fine. Doing just fine.
Have you repaired it at all?
I have, absolutely.
Well, there you go.
Yep.
That's why it sounds good.
That's why it sounds good. So doing fine. Also, we've got a good player. It works fine. That makes a really, really huge difference.
Josie is a smarty.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. The only time I ever heard of Dixie beer was from the movie The Loveless. I think it was from Willem Dafoe's first film. I first heard of Dixie. I'm not going to even say whatever.
Yep.
It's a sordid story. Anyway.
They're going to demand that you tell
beers that everyone can get. Budweiser.
I'm thinking nationally available things that are not necessarily that. I mean, you can just do Bud, Miller, all sort of thing, and they all taste alike. I'm thinking of things that are just a little more
Coors.
Old school, old man. Like Rolling Rock.
Is Golden Anniversary an old man beer? Oh, I'm sure it is.
It sounds like it.
Can everyone get it?
It sounds like Grain Belt, which people cannot get.
Amy, yes. Farmer Elvis impersonator runs the Star Trek exhibit. We went, and he gave us the tour. It was the best.
Because we showed up in Star Trek costumes, and the man who is the Elvis impersonator, who runs the place, takes one look at us, and then there was another group from D.C. area who shows up totally decked out.
Johnny.
And he's just like, oh, you're getting the tour. He did that.
Johnny, for real? Johnny says, I was once pulled on stage in Vegas at the oldest showgirls show in Vegas. They took me in a dressing room and dressed me up as Elvis and set me back out on stage for a 2-song set. What?
And you sang. Now, there's a trooper right there, folks. I mean, I would do that. I don't.
Oh, Schlitz.
Look anything like
Schlitz. Yeah. Okay.
Schlitz,
Pabst.
If we can get Schlitz nationally, that's a great one, and then Pabst is a pretty good one.
All right.
And because Pabst has a lot of distribution. If I were to say like National Bohemian, which is actually made by Pabst,
we can't even
you're
get
not
going
to find that most places.
No, we can't even get that here.
So that's kind of tough. I'd have to literally like source all these beers and ship them to you to make it work. Blatz, same thing, made by Pabst.
Getty's Ringman says there's a guy who attends the local auction they go to often who looks like Elvis. If Elvis had lived to be like 80 with the longer David said I used to Cannon Bush beer.
Bush soap. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh, I love that exists.
Hilarious.
Even CDs are better than Spotify. Hi, David. How did you like Austin Butler? I was saying this earlier, David. Okay, so I haven't watched it yet because I expect to be getting a screener of this film in the next week. And if I don't get a screener, I will go watch the film.
Yeah.
As a union actor.
As a union member.
I get to vote on the SAG Awards.
Which means you get these screeners in the mail.
So the month of January is usually taken up with me crash viewing all the films I missed in the last year. And Elvis, I'm pretty sure he's going to be nominated. If he's not nominated, I'll go watch it this week because I want to see it.
But really should be.
Yeah.
Really should be. It looks like it.
Yeah.
It's that level of filmmaking that I
Oh, Eric says Schaefer's is the one beer to have when you're having more than one.
Schaefer.
Oh, wait. Carolyn used to live near the old Hams Brewery. The beer refreshing. We can actually get Hams. We need to do a poll.
We can?
I will set up a poll.
Where can we get Hams?
At the beer store.
I can't get Hams.
We got Hams.
We did?
We did.
I'll try it again.
Okay.
Our local actually can get a lot of stuff.
Before I set up the poll, we will go to our beer store.
We'll check it out.
And we will see what we can get. And then I'll put out a poll and see what everyone can get.
And we'll go from there.
And this will be really fun.
I love the idea.
And Paul will just test us all.
And away
or
we
maybe
go.
I'll test everyone, including Paul.
We need 4 beers. The 4 beers is the classic challenge. They should all be extremely similar.
Hey, the more we can get,
styles,
the more hilarious it will be.
Which basically means a lot of Munich lagers, because that's classic American beer right there.
Okay, Errol says they can get Hams.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna.
That's actually good to know.
Oh, happy heavenly birthday,
to
James
James
Dean.
Dean.
Oh.
Raising the hat.
Maybe the National Enquirer is right. Oh.
Jimmy lived as long as he could, but he lived kind of hard.
I know.
And he lived kind of fast. And he ran into a really bad incident on the highway. He liked fast cars. But the legacy left behind is good.
Do you know a man called Otto? I feel like that name is familiar, but I don't know why.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, we actually have to see what can be done. The fact is, most areas could probably get Pabst. We can get Pabst.
David,
so that's actually a pretty good brand.
I would love to come to Cincinnati.
Yeah.
I'm all about doing that.
Oh, yeah. We have actually driven through, but not stopped very long, because we actually had reason to go
I would do that.
Like a southerly route, like through Cincy. But most of the time, we kind of drive straight west, heading towards Cleveland.
You can get Hams in Utah, but not Pusser's rum. Amy, I feel like we got it in Albany, where there's an amazing beer store.
Huge selection. Yeah.
What was
really good.
I was going to look up something.
They also had things like Utica Club.
Oh, they had everything. It was crazy.
Who was that? The 12 Horse Ale, which was really good. I really liked that ale, as a matter of fact. And that
I'm all about seeing the Elvis film.
That was a Genesee product.
Tom Hanks is the Colonel. Yeah.
Yeah. The Colonel himself was a fascinating character.
Yeah.
I believe
he was. Blatz. We can't get Blatz.
No.
When Paul first started doing the Old Man Beer Challenge, some friends brought Blatz to Ohana. We did have some
friends, Midwest oriented, and I said, "Can you get Blatz?" Yeah, I think 3 different people turned up Blatz, and then subsequently it got hard to find. Yowza! But that's like the time I tried to do the North of the Border Challenge. I could not find Carling.
I want to say Westmere. Is that a thing? Westmere?
Yes.
Okay. I feel like it was Westmere.
Westmere.
Yeah.
And we didn't actually do Oliver's, so.
Best beer ever was a $1 Hams after a round of golf in near 100-degree weather. That's the thing. I remember getting on buses in Cancun after snorkeling or whatever. It was like 1,000,000 degrees. And someone hands you a Corona. You're like, this is heaven.
Great beer.
This is heaven, yeah.
You know?
Yeah, Blatz, they still make it.
Still being made. Well, I don't know.
Oh, they still make it.
It's a real old man beer because it's cheap.
Oh, Amy can get Genesee. Can people get Genesee? I never heard of that until I moved East. We need stuff.
Genesee is definitely regional distribution.
Yeah.
You can find it around New England, and you can definitely find it in New York State. It is a New York State beer. How far can you find it? Probably as far south as like Baltimore. But I don't know. I haven't really surveyed places. It could be tough.
Okay, so I just Googled beers available nationally, and the first thing that came up was beers available at Costco. Okay.
Number 1, Milwaukee's
America's
Best.
31 most popular beers. Let's go.
Oh, boy.
Let's go. All right.
Let's talk some real bottom of the barrel, folks.
Milwaukee's Best Light. Oh,
parent company, more Coors.
Oh, okay. That's starting at the bottom, though. I'm like, Milwaukee's Best cannot be America's #1 beer. I will not.
Good grief.
I will not allow that.
Let's start at the top.
All right. Let's start.
Here we go. Finally.
All right. I have to skip past all of the clickbait. Bud Light.
Hello.
We're not doing that.
No.
Coors Light.
We're not doing that.
We're not doing that either.
Miller
Lite. Not doing that either. Budweiser. Oh, all right.
No, not doing that.
No, we have to do ones people can get.
I'm trying to find beers that are not totally ridiculous.
Ultra, Corona Extra.
Corona Extra. Modelo.
Oh, everyone can probably get Modelo.
Natural Light. Oh, good grief.
You wanted old man beers.
I want some old man beers that are not so stereotypical. Bush is finally getting somewhere.
As we've learned from a podcast, it's actually harder to make a light lager than it is to make an IPA. Stella, Bud Ice, Natural Ice,
Yangling Lager.
Yangling. But I don't know if everyone can get that.
I think it'd be tough.
Pabst Blue Ribbon. Okay. Dos Equis.
Blue Moon, Dos Equis, Steel Reserve, Coors Banquet, Ice House, Corona Light, Guinness. Guinness? Okay.
That's not see, Guinness would stand out too much from all the
Old
rest.
Irishman beer.
Milwaukee's Best Ice.
Bud Light Platinum. What the heck is that? There we go. Bud Light Lime.
All these things I've never heard of until just now.
Tecate. Now that's Mexican old man beer. Genuine Draft. Milwaukee's Best Light. And there you go. Okay.
Wow.
Boy, do I have to do a survey all around the country to figure out what everybody can get. I need 4 beers.
Oh, okay. Albert says Westmere Beverage, and Oliver says the same owner. All right.
Oh,
so we're on the same wavelength. Right.
Definitely happening.
All right.
Definitely happening. L.A. Peter's coming. Heineken?
Yeah, Amazon. I feel like I don't want to do things people would have to order from Amazon because that's too much money.
Oh, forget.
I want you to be able to go down to the supermarket or the...
You got to go down to the beer distributor, pick up a couple of 6-packs and be done.
Oh, Gettysburg Ma'am had a horrible PBR experience. Oh, jeez. Oh, man. It's not okay.
Well, if you're expecting a soda pop...
Beers, yes. I love the retro beers idea.
Retro beers is fun. You know, if you can still find these old brands being made, that's kind of fun.
David said we have 72 microbreweries in the Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky area.
That's a big plus.
Well, that just sounds like a road trip in the making.
Hello.
We just have to hire a driver.
Holiday Road.
And find breweries that would host us.
Hello. Let's have some fun.
I'm into that idea.
I'm good with these microbrews because frequently they're like, well, you might want to try the lager. I'm like, I want to try what you're making that's kind of heavy. Yeah. Let's see.
Oh, okay.
80 in the Twin Cities.
Errol says, had a friend that climbed up some mountain in Hawaii and paid $5 for a Coke in the 80s. He said it was the best Coke he's ever had. That's the thing. When they've got you, you're just like, I don't care.
You're under the weather.
I will give you $20 for that Coke.
Yeah, seriously. Well, at that particular point in time, that Coke actually has had to travel a long way to get to you.
80 breweries in the Twin Cities in 2022.
Wow.
We need a road trip. And someone to drive us to places.
I would be very interested to check out the Twin Cities.
Some of them went under during the pandemic.
Because that's a pretty good drinking town right there, and they know how to do it.
Oh,
yeah.
Gettysburg Ma'am says, I used to like an ice cold Yingling lager. Don't drink them anymore, but an ice cold, they were good. Oh
yeah. Well, Yingling, no, there's a classic PA brand right there.
Yeah, Amy says, I don't think I can order booze from Amazon in Massachusetts. No, yeah, I don't, that's weird. Yeah.
Definitely.
Worst I ever had was Little King's Ale in Steamboat, Colorado. Jeez.
Now the deal was, I was trying to see that last batch of comments there at the bottom because there was something I wanted to think about. Yangling. Yangling actually makes a product called Lord Chesterfield Ale.
Which everyone hates except us.
I actually like this a lot. This is actually a really good ale.
Everyone else is like, it's the worst thing ever. And we're like, really? I don't know, it's all right.
Who's ever said that? Check this out. See if you can find it. If your local beer store carries any Yingling product, should be able to get this in. I think it's only available in bottles. Well, sounds kind of hoity-toity. But it's actually a very nice ale. It's a sort of a lighter product, but it works just fine. I think it's great stuff. Mm-hmm.
Errol says, I managed a reactor project that had some Texan contractor used to 6-point beer. And that day, you could only get 3.2 in Oklahoma. One said to me, doubt you can get drunk on 3.2.
Well, you'll have to drink twice as many of them anyway.
There you go.
That much is absolutely true.
Oh, Gettysburg Ma'am says, Lord Chesterfield, my best friend, loves it. I'm fine.
If you have not tried it, give it a try. I think it's a good brand. I mean, I think it's a really good product from Yingling.
All right, we got our work cut out for us doing it.
Back in the day, I think our classic was the Black and Tan from Yingling.
Oh, yeah.
They had their
porter.
People hated
that, too.
They had their porter, and they had their lager. They combined them. They had their Black and Tan. It was a really good session beer. And it was a local kind of beer. So I thought that was really cool. I was really glad to get that for parties and things.
Oh, Karen is saying, what is the best temp to drink a beer? Spouse who is British likes them room temp, but I've always had them served cold.
That depends on the style of beer you're drinking. If you're drinking these light Munich lagers, cold is a better bet because they have less flavors going on. So it's you want that to be more like about 35 or 40. But anybody who's from the UK who's used to drinking like, well, I like a brown ale, there are more flavor notes there that will show up when it's a little less freezing.
True.
So if the thing is more like 45, it's a better bet. And if you're pouring a stout at like freezing temperatures, it's not going to aerate properly. Like your Guinness in the pub, it has to be a little higher, so because it's pressurized with nitrogen, because that's what gives you that big huge head on top of the beer. So that's important too. Although at the end of the day, it's just a porter. It's not any heavier than any of these other beers. It's just darker because of the way that the malt is roasted. So, it depends on what you're drinking. A lot of beers are better if they're not so damn cold. And the really light beers, you probably want to be pretty cold.
You're getting a vote for lager best super chilled.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. The heavier beers may be better if they're not so, because there are flavor components that are not going to show up if it's totally, totally chilled. So you want to get that more like 45 or so, and then it will be okay.
Errol says, blessed with horrible taste buds. I feel like I'm with you a little bit.
Here's the kicker. It's not like anybody in the world is drinking beer generally warm, because warm beer is a terrible idea. But if you're in the UK, all your beer in the pub comes from the cellar. The cellar is probably pretty cold. It's not going to be
so
like
room
a
temperature
freezer.
Might be colder than
Not going to be a freezer.
Room temperature here.
But it's probably about 45 or so. And that's where you want your beer to be. So it depends. What's your style of beer? It makes a big difference.
Okay. Lisa says, I like my beer chilled, but I like light color beers. Okay, well that sounds like old man beer to me.
All of your lighter beers in the United States are Munich lagers. That's all a product of the 19th century when a large wave of German immigrants came over and they knew how to make Munich lager, and that's what they made. And those are your classic beers. Guys with names like Miller and Busch.
This is why we need someone to sponsor a year-long road trip for us. Gettysburg Graham says, locally here, a lot of people would crack open their Yingling lager and sprinkle in pickling salts. I couldn't stomach it, but it's popular in area pubs here.
Some salt.
See, I just want my job to be going around to these pubs and being like, oh, I'll make a video and taste this.
You need to be the gal who ensures that the Guinness tastes proper.
I know.
And you actually, you have the ethnicity that actually enables you to do such things. Hello. So, but that's the thing. That's a job. That's a great job.
Oh my gosh. Oh my God, we're missing so many comments.
Oh yeah. When you start talking about pubs, in that era and smoke, it was allowed and people just smoked like chimneys. I've lost half of my lung capacity by going to clubs back in the day. Back in the day being the
Was that just for emphasis?
The 1980s. No, I just had something in my throat. Back in the 1980s when I was just smoking like mad. And I think, you don't even smoke normally. Why are you smoking here? Craziness.
Because you were secondhand smoking.
Yeah, I was, So like
in the bars.
I'm not going to die early because I wasn't smoking myself, but boy, did I have my share of it.
Wow.
So, like, the laws that have gone in place that say none in bars, yeah, I'm all for it. Because none of us need to die like that. So, anyway, we're back where we started. Talking about premature death.
Cherry salted his beer. I believe that. Cherry's my grandfather, and I believe he salted his beer.
He had reason to.
Exactly.
So... circa these things. Well, happy birthday, Elvis.
Yes. Hi, Satellite. Good to see you. I believe we're signing off. But I think he started the sign off.
Happy light loggers for all you people who are talking about it.
But good to see you anyway.
Happy old man beer. We're talking about such things too. If you actually enjoy something with a slightly higher gravity and some character to it, and if you're sort of microbrew products, bully, because that's the fastest growing category in beer these days and has been for a long time. People are looking for more flavor in their beers. That's a good thing. When we were younger, something called IPA didn't exist. Now it's all over the place. Now it's all you can get. Well, I believe in many more things. I happen to like a nut brown ale myself. I happen to like a pale ale best of all. So you can get such things out there. Elvis himself was not a big drinker, but he would always have the hospitality out for the folks because he was a hospitable gentleman.
So we're counting on you. We need to put out a poll this week and say which old man beers can you get easily.
Yeah. I'm not going to tell people to order anything from anywhere.
No,
this has to be something you can pick up from the local packy.
In our case, it would be the local supermarket or beer store. Mm-hmm. But some people can get beer more easily than us. Some people can get beer less easily than us. So
we would like to know. What can you do?
Yeah.
Do a survey. I'm really interested in for very old school brands that are not so national, we will see what we can do. I know we're probably going to have to throw Pabst into the mix because it's got a lot of distribution.
That's all right.
And you know what? It's a classic old man style right there. If everybody can get Schaefer, good. I'm not so sure we can. So we're going to have to look around.
Happy birthday, Elvis. We're getting, cheers everyone. Oh, yes, all of you. We love you so much. Thank you so much for joining us. And we'll put out the beer poll. And if you don't drink beer, we'll have a cocktail for people who don't drink beer because I know not everyone does.
You can drink on the sidelines and join in. What the heck?
You can make fun of us.
As always,
doing the old man beard challenge.
You can support us on Patreon. You can go to patreon.com/Velveteen Lounge.
Oh, Rainier.
Rainier. There's a good one.
Rainier's a good one.
Dixie we name checked earlier, which is I think basically the same stuff.
Miko9. Hi. So good to see you.
Hello. Good to see you. You can support us by going to our store on Amazon. We have the Gansett is a classic.
I know. I got to put out the link for the store again. It's been a minute.
We have our store on Amazon, which is the affiliate store. You do not have to buy anything through our store, but if you start at our store, we will get a credit, and you do not pay any extra. So that's very happy. We have product still. We still have the Glendora wine glasses, and we still have the towels, and we still have records. If any of this sounds interesting, let us know. I'm not going to whip it all out right now, but you've heard it all recently.
Yep.
That all supports us. And if you patronize us, then every month, that helps. And you get benefits.
Tomorrow. The benefits are going out tomorrow.
I'm going to drop to you. So, folks, thank you so much for joining us for Eve's big birthday because, it's awesome. It's fantastic to be able to celebrate Elvis at this point in time. Oh. And, as always, wherever you are and whatever you do, don't forget that we